Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from up front here. Y'all just sit on back and relax.
You can be my wingman anytime.
There's someone on the wing. Something.
We're winging it, Jerry.
Wing it?
Wing it. We can't all just wing it.
You gotta have a wingman.
Welcome to the Wingmen, a podcast with James Clemens Jets Sports squarely in the crosshairs, with your hosts Captain Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Lone Star Johnson, and Coach Brad Homebrew Kimbrew.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Hold on to your butts.
Don't go away. The Wingmen will be right back.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can print your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Triana and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net. Ready to show off your film IQ? Ready to show it off during James Clemens football? Maybe it sounds like trying to mix oil and water, but hey, we're just trying to have a little fun. Listen for our in-flight movie quote during James Clemens football coverage on PAS Plus. We'll give you a line to listen for during some point in our play-by-play coverage, and when you hear it, text your name and the movie it's from to 434-1-PAS. That's 434-1727, and you could win a $10 credit from Honest Coffee Roasters in Madison. The in-flight movie quote from Honest Coffee Roasters and PAS Plus.
You're flying with the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
What's up, Jet Nation? Welcome to the Wingman Podcast. It's your one-stop shop for all things James Clemens Jets, where we deep dive into the world of athletics of our favorite high school. We break down games, analyze plays, we'll interview the players and coaches who make it all happen. We also tend to have just a tad bit of fun.
A little bit.
So buckle up, Jets fans. It's time to take flight. Welcome to the Wingman podcast right here on PAS Plus. We are live at Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. I am the captain, Kirk Pierce. He fussed at me last week because I didn't lead him in. Yeah. Joining me, as always, are my fellow wingman, the head coach for James Clemens Baseball, Johnny Lone Star Johnson.
I've been looking for you, Lone Star.
Head coach for James Clemens Softball, Brad Homebrew Kimbrew.
My homebrew sneaks up on you.
Producer extraordinaire, Tim Oz Lambert.
I am Oz, the great and powerful.
And the kid with the best intro of all time, our chief statistician, Carson Stone Cold Stretch Austin.
Stretch. Like, I thought for weeks you were the one adding that stretch.
Stretch.
And then one of the weeks you missed, it was still in there.
Now, we are here at Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. The place is hopping tonight because it's Game 4 of the World Series, and everybody is here. You can hear them in the background, guys.
There's baseball going on?
A little baseball.
How about Freddie Freeman?
I'm happy for him. I mean, even though he's not a Brave anymore, I'm still happy that he is able to keep doing
I mean, he's doing a great job, and saw him just a little, doing an interview earlier, and he looks like he's happy out there in L.A. What you think?
He's hitting.
He's
hot
sure.
right now. That dude's going to hit anywhere, though.
Is he hitting? He'll walk off grand slam in game 1. I mean, who does that?
Now, see, that was the only one in World Series history? The only walk-off grand slam in World Series history?
First
Stats guy?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
So that home run he hit the other night was at the exact same time.
How about that?
As the one from the World Series against the A's when
Kurt Gibson
hit it. Exact same moment.
8:27, I think, 8:37.
Yeah.
And about the same spot in the stadium, too.
Yeah.
And they're both hurt, so, I mean, history just repeats itself.
Yeah.
So Stretch coming in with the...
That's what he's there for, man.
I missed stuff.
That history from Coach Burgess's class.
He's not the chief statistician for nothing. So guys, listen, the other night we were in Albertville, and I take that back. We weren't as a collective. It was Tim, myself, and Brad.
Yep.
Missed a couple of people. Stretch and Lone Star here, but it was for us coming off of those 2 losses, it was good to get back in the win column. We knew that going in against Albertville, we had the better team, and we showed that as pretty much our defense. Well, not pretty much. Our defense pitched a shutout. The only score came from just a fluke fumble that they returned for a touchdown.
Well, it wasn't fluke. I mean, he got smoked from the backside. Listen, pretty much any of us are going to fumble in that situation. His eyes are on the left side of the field, and guy comes untouched from the backside. It's going to be really difficult not to fumble.
Well, yeah, and that's that vulnerable position that a quarterback tends to be in, when they're dropping back for a pass. And, the cool thing is our first guest here in just a moment, we're going to bring him in, is our quarterbacks coach over at James Clemens. So I think that's a great question for us to ask him.
Absolutely.
How do you bounce back from something like that after that hit? Something like that.
First thing you do is catch your breath.
Yes, it was a load. It was definitely a load. So, so let's talk about walk-ons real quick. So we've pretty much, this is podcast number 12, Tim? So we've had 12 different menu items. We each kind of talk about something that we've had.
Probably had about 15 or 16 different menu items.
At the end of the day. So what did everybody have tonight? What did you have, Brad?
I had never had just the catfish dinner, and we've joked on Tim many times about how he nurses one for 3 hours. I totally get it now. Like, I totally understand why he nurses it. It was so good, though. It was so good, but they do not short you on food here. Doesn't matter what you order.
No, it does not. Johnny, what'd you get?
Man, I had the blackjack chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It may be one of the best chicken sandwiches I've ever
Really?
eaten.
And
it was that good.
People think that we're just hyping it up because we're sitting here. No,
I was about to say the same thing. We're not.
It's legit.
Right? Like, I would have a hard time saying something was good if I was like, ooh, I wouldn't go with that.
Like I had 1 week, I had like the salmon maybe, and it was good.
So yeah, the sweet chili glaze salmon.
It was good. It was fine.
Yeah.
The pasta. What was the pasta? The Cajun pasta I had last week. It was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
tonight was legit.
Top notch,
legit. Yeah.
I had the what do you call it? The catfish achafalula.
Achafala.
That's the one.
Because it's named after a swamp down at like a big swamp territory on the western side of Louisiana. It's Achafala Bayou.
Achafala.
Or Achafala. So I don't know that we're pronouncing it correctly.
Probably not.
I had an uncle that was Cajun, but I haven't understood a word he said all 40 years I've been alive. But
well, I had the catfish was blackened over the bed of rice with some fried shrimp in there, little.
Oh, blackened catfish? Yeah. Oh, the achafala.
And it was good stuff. It was good stuff. Well, so you can follow the JC Wingmen on Threads, Instagram, and X, and look for the Wingmen on Facebook. We'll keep you updated on scores via Score Stream when we go live during the course of Friday nights. And if we get some runs on the board during the World Series, we'll tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, we can update you.
If you're just listening to us and not watching the TV, I recommend you, if you are watching TV, turn the volume down and turn ours up.
Yeah, that's right. Wish Tim would turn my volume up.
Tim can. He has the power.
He has
the power. He is powerful.
So
I have the power.
Wasn't that He-Man?
That's He-Man.
It was.
Castle Grace. I just felt Castle Grace.
That sounds amazing. Okay. I love that. That you do have the power there, He-Man.
He does. He does.
Castle Grayskull. Here we go.
Now on to what was the guy's name?
Skeletor.
Skeletor. Yeah.
Yeah, Skeletor.
Do that.
You're probably too young to remember that, aren't you?
Yes. Welcome to the broadcast.
Well, we'll just go ahead and introduce our first guest tonight.
Since we got a yes out of him.
We got a yes out of him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the table here at Walk On Sports Bistro. Quarterbacks coach of James Clemens, Coach Riley Adcock. Coach,
hey.
Man, welcome aboard, man.
Thank y'all. I'm glad to be here.
Well, what did you have to eat?
I just ordered the jalapeno burger.
Yeah?
I don't know what the technical term is.
Jalapeno jack burger or something
like that. Yeah.
Like fried jalapenos and jack.
I don't know.
It was fried jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, a lot of mayonnaise.
Spicy mayo, I think.
Spicy, yeah. Yeah, definitely spicy.
So was it good?
It was very good. I ate it all. Yeah, waffle fries too. So it was
hammer down.
So five, 6 guys right here at the table all say you got to come to Walk-Ons to get dinner.
Absolutely.
And try something different every time.
Try something different. So, Coach Adcock, you heard us just right off the bat. You got to get big win. You played both quarterbacks Friday night. Tell us some of the things that you liked, what you saw Friday night.
Yeah, so fortunately we got to play all 4.
Yeah, you did, actually.
We got to play all 4. Wyatt, Willis, and Hayes Jones split some time in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, so Jacoby played, Gill played the first quarter, Evers played the second, and then they swapped drives in the third until we started the fourth. They were both efficient. So that's what we preach in our room is, you can be efficient or explosive.
Yeah.
And teams win games because of the quarterback. Like you look at like Lamar Jackson, they're winning because of Lamar Jackson. And we talk about right now, the way our offense is ran, and I know y'all have talked about it 100 times, is the brand and running wide zone, and we're going to be in a million different motions and a million different shifts, and Maccabee said 490 signals, so that means 490 different things could be going on. And so we're asking them to be efficient.
Yeah.
We're not asking them to be explosive yet. They're both young. Evers being a sophomore, Gill being a junior. So we're asking them both to be efficient and to be confident, play with confidence, and be efficient. And we always break it down and let it rip. That's kind of our quarterback thing. And I heard that somewhere, either on a podcast or in a book or something. And it was just like their thing with quarterbacks is like, let it rip. Go out there, let it rip, play with confidence. And so then we add in the efficient part as well. Don't play reckless.
So right.
Guess who?
He's
Freddie.
Sorry. Oh my
Freddie
gosh.
again.
He's unstoppable. Oh my gosh.
Freddie Freeman. It's another one. Go ahead, Coach.
But yeah, so that's what we talk about is to be confident, play with confidence, and play efficient. And so that's limiting turnovers. I could get way more into the efficiency part, but
he is the quarterback coach.
Yeah, mainly that's limiting turnovers and going through reads, hitting the right person.
So the other night, Coach Maccabee talked about the different signals, the 400. What'd you say?
He says 409.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is there really?
There's a lot. Yeah. So that was definitely a learning curve coming over here.
I guess he would have to know, right? He's the one giving them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's got like a database. Like he's got some spreadsheet. I've seen him pull a spreadsheet up before. that I'm sure Coach McGuire had to make because he is the spreadsheet and Google Sheets.
He's the guru.
He's the guru.
I love a good spreadsheet.
If a Google form ever gets made, it's because of Coach McGuire.
He just stole my heart.
I need to call that guy. I need a couple made that I won't spend the time on.
So
he can do it.
So the other night, like we just kind of talked about with Evers, he took that sack and that fumble. I mean, how do you approach that quarterback after that? I mean, that wasn't a mistake on him, but how do you approach that with him?
Yeah, so a similar situation happened in the Spartan game where he got hit when he was kind of rolling out and ended up fumbling it. And so at first glance, I thought it was a very similar situation. Looking back at it, like when we went back over there, because we get to watch the game, within the game.
Sure.
We got the iPads on the sideline and everything. So going back and looking at it, it's just really it was an unfortunate situation for him, and it was something really on us as coaches. They were bringing an extra guy to the tight end every time, and we had that protection built in. We didn't call it that play, and we decided right after that, like, hey, look, if we get back to the same type of concept, we're going to keep the Y. We're going to keep the Y in to protect off that backside. It was mesh pivot is what it was, and he was going to throw the pivot route to Ty Doty. And as he's releasing, as he's separating his hands is when he gets hit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really a ball security issue. Like, it wasn't like he was just sitting in the pocket and had poor ball security. Really, on his part, was just a very unfortunate situation, and one of those, it's going to happen. Like, it happens on Saturdays, it happens on Sundays.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about at halftime, and that's what we talked about as a staff and talked about with him. Like, hey, man, it sucks. Like, it sucks. Like,
there's no way around it.
There's no way around it. Like, but he did a really good job of bouncing back. He's been pretty mentally tough through situations like that, and so he did a really good job. And Jacoby was right there for him, and talking to him as well. They've been it's been a pretty close knit quarterback room, and so they've kind of all. I guess three of them have known each other for a long period of time.
Sure.
And me and Gil are the new guys coming into the room.
Yeah. And that's a relief to hear that it's a good quarterback room, because it was like week 4 that Kirk started that quarterback controversy.
See, and I did not.
And I was so worried. I was so worried.
Don't get.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen.
Do not get caught up.
Alabama A&M game.
Do not get caught up in this.
Game.
These guys will tell you.
I was really concerned that had caused a rift there in the quarterback room, but thankfully, Kirk, you didn't do any major damage.
Well, and I will TOB. I will take on some blame. And I think we've all talked about this. I think you as a quarterback coach knows this too. Like, you're waiting for the pass game to be a little more efficient to open that run game back up, right? And I think that's why you've seen both quarterbacks at times. But then he started the quarterback controversy that night. He started calling for Evers to be the quarterback.
I did not.
It was ugly.
I did not.
Yeah, it got out of hand during Grissom.
See, that's stupid crazy. That's
okay,
crazy.
maybe it didn't
Who's
go down
the quarterback
exactly
coach?
like that.
What are we doing? I think that was the direct quote.
Maybe it didn't go down exactly like that.
I wonder that myself a lot of times. Like, who is coaching these guys?
Yeah. Well, but I mean, but in any sport, if you make a change, I think about last year, I had a senior second baseman. I ended up putting a sophomore in that was a new guy, had just moved in. Like, how is that going to go down? And so for you with Gill and Evers back and forth, like, you hope they're mature and they get the situation, but not always does it work out that way. So to hear that they pull for each other and that's big.
Yeah. And I've talked to him about it. So I guess I could go back on this. So, like, obviously, if y'all know my history, like, my dad is a football coach, and
he's a legend.
Yeah, so that we were gonna get to that here in a second, but go ahead.
Well, so I had to deal, and I tell the quarterbacks like that because I want to be as transparent with them as I can. Like I tell them their grades, like, I let them know, like, where they stand right, or I try to the best that I can, and I always ask them, like, hey, if y'all need to know more, like, ask me, and I'll tell you. And so, going back, I got to tell him, like, I dealt with this. Like, my dad benched me as a senior. So, yeah, that was a fun time at the Adcock house.
I hope my son is listening right now.
Yeah, say our kids.
I hope my son is listening.
Dad, it was great. I started a game, got benched. They may not call it benched. They may call it moved. I got moved to a different position.
I was a wide receiver.
Yeah, I moved to wide receiver. And I was the guy that, like, because I'd played quarterback my whole life, I knew what every one of them was supposed to do. So they just threw me in wherever. And the guy that replaced me as my best friend was in his wedding. He was in mine.
Yeah.
I'm spending Saturday with him. Ben Neal, who trains quarterbacks for a living. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Ben trains quarterbacks for a living. Like, that's literally what he does, and he's amazing at it. And so he was the guy that replaced me. And we ended up winning 10 games in a row. So, I mean, they knew what they were doing by
good
move,
me. Good move, Dad.
I guess I was pretty sorry they had to.
Okay, Dad, I'll play wide receiver.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, tell everybody a little bit about, maybe people don't know who we're talking about and where you're from. So tell everybody. I mean, obviously your last name Adcock, so that should give everybody a hint. But go ahead.
My dad is Jerry Adcock, coached at Decatur for 20. We moved up here when I was 5, and I'm 35. So 25 years. Is that right? No, 30.
That'd be 30.
30 years.
30,
and I think he was the head coach for 27.
Yeah.
Grew up in Decatur, played football there. Dad coached there for a long, long time. He just got his plaque put on the wall at Decatur. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got to go over there and do that and be a part of that because they played on a Thursday night, so that was pretty cool seeing that. He was pretty emotional, but it was cool. But he's been coaching in North Alabama for a long time, and so a lot of people know who he is. And so when we did the JV game, I can't remember who it was. Sparkman. We did JV at Sparkman. Coach McGee lets an assistant coach be the head coach.
Yeah.
And so that was my week to be it. And so when I go to introduce myself to the officials, it's the Decatur crew that knew Dad, and Dad had parted ways with them in the last couple of years. I went to introduce myself, and the guy introduced himself, and I introduced myself, and I in my head I was just going to say Riley, and I ended up saying Riley Adcock, and he was like, "What's your last name?" And I was like, reluctantly, I had
Stevens.
So he brought the whole officiating crew. He brought the whole crew over and made me repeat my name to him. And they were like, "Oh, I'm staying on the other sideline." Like, yeah. So I called Dad and told him that after the game.
He probably loved it.
He thought it was funny.
Did they look at you and go, "Didn't your dad bench you and put you at wide out?"
No, they I don't know if they knew that story. Yeah. Yeah, my mom knows that story well. So,
I bet she does.
I bet that was a tough week at the house.
Dad stayed at the field house that week.
I don't know. I don't remember, I mean, you're in high school, so you're going to school, you're going to football, and then you're going to hang out with friends. You're going to your girlfriend's house.
Sure.
And so that's what I was doing. I was over at Ben Neal's house, who started over me, and then I was over at my girlfriend, who's now my wife's house. So I was away. I felt like a lot, and I was told by other people that it did not go well. I missed it. I mean, it all worked out. But we always had a rule at the house that we weren't allowed to talk football unless I brought it up.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good rule, and I would do that with my kids as well. We weren't he wasn't allowed to sit there and go over practice with me or anything like that at the house. And so if I brought it up, then he was ready. But yeah, it wasn't one of those people would always ask does he make you watch film at home? No, that never happened.
Yeah.
But film wasn't as accessible as it is now. But yeah, that never happened. So it was good. And so
I was going to say the problem at my house is JT always came home and brought up baseball. I think my wife got tired of it because he always came home and wanted to talk baseball. And then it would get kind of heated and we'd talk about this.
That's it.
And then Jerry's like, "Why are y'all even bringing this up now?" That's a good rule. We should have that.
I wish I'd have thought about that ahead of time. Anna and I never was on the same page. The days I wanted to talk, she wanted me to just shut up and be a dad. And then there was days that she wanted to talk about what happened, and I just want to forget everything that happened.
I'm out.
We were never on the same page about when to talk about it.
So Coach, did Coach Adcock, because I got 3 coaches sitting at the table now. So Coach Adcock, I mean, did you always know that this was what you wanted to do?
So I grew, and my wife can attest to this. I swore that I was never going to be a football coach. Swore to her. I remember telling her I'm never going to do this because I grew up in it. So I saw the good parts and I saw the bad parts. I saw how much time it takes.
Yeah.
And I saw it from a head coach's point. So I saw how much time he was gone and all that. Sure. But I also was allowed to be up there whenever I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I had always said I'm never going to do this. So my uncle's a big cattle farmer and chicken farmer in Central Alabama in the Woodland, Roanoke area. And so I wanted to do that when I was younger. Yeah. I was like, I want to do that. I want to go work in the chicken houses, and that's what I wanted to do. And then somewhere in there, I enjoyed education. I enjoyed working with kids. And so somewhere in there, I got into that. And
bless your heart.
Yeah. And so, then, and the football thing was just came natural.
Yeah.
That part just came natural. I always kind of understood the game. So, yeah.
Let me tell you this about Riley gave me the first review of our podcast that I had.
Did he really?
Yeah, or Coach Adcock. Yeah, Coach Adcock comes to me in the hallway one day, and we haven't talked that much at the time, you know, other than the Stovehouse incident. But he says,
Is that an off the air?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to throw this guy under like that. I did feel bad, though, in my heart. Like, I really did feel bad.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, he comes to me in the hallway one day and goes, hey, man, I listened to the broadcast. I was like, or the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, thanks. He's like, listen, dude, I listen to a lot of football podcasts, and y'all's production level is quality. It's as good as anything out there. And I'm like,
that's because of the
Have you met Tim Lambert?
He was talking about the production.
Producer extraordinaire.
He didn't talk about the commentary. He just said the production level was
Y'all know nothing about football, but Tim does a great job producing.
That is not exactly. But yeah, no, that was. I mean,
it's close.
It was good. Like I was like that's what I told him is I listen to a lot of football podcasts, whether it be like X and O's ones or just like college game day, the college game day one with Reese Davis and everything. That's really, really good. If you haven't listened to that, it's really good. But I was like, man, it's good. Like, yeah, like y'all all work well together. And my wife has listened to y'all on Friday nights when
good.
When she doesn't want to bring or drag all 3 kids in.
Yeah,
to the games.
Can't imagine why she'd ever do anything but listen.
No,
yeah.
Come on.
So she was very impressed. She really likes it.
We got faces for radio, man.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Oh, we got that.
And voices for silent movies.
Yeah. Voices for. So do you have any like superstitions that you had like when you were in high school that you brought into this coaching realm?
Good question.
So in high school, I used to always have to listen on the way to the game, especially my senior year. So my senior year, I did like peer tutoring at an elementary school, first block, and then on the way to school after I left there, I always had to listen to like a certain song,
which was
Anthony Hamilton, "Pass Me Over." I'm a big R&B fan.
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up though.
Yeah, so it's an R&B song, Anthony Hamilton. And so I used to have to listen to that song, and I'd pick up a Snickers at Wally World.
That was a tradition right there.
That was it. And then before games, and this was forever, I always listened to, I always read a book and listened to like music to relax me. I was never like a big hype up guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not the hype guy in the locker room.
Not listening to like
that.
Metallica one and going nuts.
No, it was more R&B in the stadium. I would sit in the stadium. Dad would walk the lines of the whole field. That was his big superstition. He walked every line of the field before the game, and I would sit in the stadium and I would read and listen to R&B. That was not that exciting. Now, so, and it's a joke at school with some of the students, is for the longest time I wore my white jeans every game day.
Okay.
So I'd wear white jeans every Friday, and then we lost 2 in a row, and so I put them away.
You know who Michael Scott used to wear white jeans. That was his from the office. That was his party jeans. See, I was going to ask, is that your party jeans?
Hey, I usually wear he's hosting a party at the convention.
That's what I'm
he
saying.
had the white jeans.
I do not remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, he had those white jeans and like a flowery shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, is that what we're talking about? Michael Scott?
They're white Wranglers. Yeah, they're definitely white Wranglers.
With the boots.
With the boots.
Yeah.
He's a big boot guy.
And so I wore them for every game until this past week. I did not wear them for the Albertville game because we lost 2 in a row, and I was like, you know what, I'm putting them up. My wife questioned me as I walked out of the house. I just went with just the baby blue Wranglers. Yeah, classic.
Do you get them dry cleaned?
I don't. I'm not like George Strait. I don't get them. I don't get them creased or anything.
Crease?
I swear, my Wranglers in college could stand in the corner by themselves.
Starch, yes.
You'd like put your foot in, they go. As you're like pushing your foot through, and they're ripping open.
That's that Texas.
My dad would buy like those Garth Brooks button-down shirts
with the multi-panels and
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I might have some pictures.
You're looking at those things, and those things are stiff as cardboard.
Yes,
and he's putting them on, and you can hear that thing popping.
Oh yeah.
What's the one thing I noticed this morning about your shirt?
That was yesterday. Actually,
okay, yesterday.
But yeah, you went with my starch. That was the freshest shirt I had from the dry cleaners,
man. He had like a crease down. I thought it looked like I was going out to Billy Bob's in Fort Worth back in the day. He was creased up, ready to go.
It was the freshest shirt I had from the dry cleaners, man.
I was ready to go.
But it would have looked good with my Wranglers and boots, wouldn't it?
I was ready to go see Chris Ledoux at Billy Bob's when you were
Chris
dressed.
Ledoux. Let's take a moment.
Kimbrough's going to show up in a pearl snap.
Oh, I got plenty. I got plenty at the house. I just don't wear them to school very often.
Oh, so good.
So what? So give me like your as quarterbacks coach. Give me like one of those moments that you went, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Is there like a particular play or something that happened that in your career, or as you as a quarterback, or as your friend?
Well, he was a receiver. So.
Yeah, when you were a receiver. Sorry about that.
And a long snapper, yeah.
Oh, but long snapper.
Oh, really? I long snapped back in the day.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't quite Tim Coleman, but I did long.
Did you teach Tim?
I did not. No, I did not. He was already. Now Wyatt Willis is another long snapper.
Yeah.
So he possibly is going to be the long snapper next year. I don't know for sure yet, but he is our JV short snapper right now, and he's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Quarterback. So this year I know, so if you've ever been around Jacoby Gill, he is very mild mannered.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. He's very similar to me. Like we're both very laid back, but it was early in the season, just watching him, a couple big plays that he had made, and just to see the fire that he had, that you want to see more, because it just shows that competitive spirit. And Evers has it more. He's more present. He's got more of the rah-rah mentality.
Sprinting down the field after
he's going to sprint and try to block somebody. But seeing it out of Jacoby and just kind of seeing that competitive spirit out of him has been really good. Evers made a play this past week on the boot to Lively, where he kind of threw off platform.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that was one of those where like that's good.
Yeah.
Like that, like the consistency of that's great. Gill with his he's more mature, and he's been doing it for longer. Even if he hasn't been starting it for longer, just knowing like the reads and just knowing offense.
Yeah.
So he's got that, and he does a really good job of knowing where to go with the ball.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something we talked about. I guess it was in the Austin game, even though we ended up losing there at the end. He came in for Evers, I guess, mid-game.
Yep.
And that next couple quarters he played, that was the biggest difference we talked about in the booth, was the decision-making process and stuff being on time. And instead of just throwing it up to take a shot because it was supposed to be there, like checking down and hitting Achenbach or one of those guys underneath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he was much better at that point coming in than maybe early in the year. I mean, have you seen a progression
So,
on that?
on the one that he hit Achenbach on was actually a shot play for Ty. And he said, I guess he just didn't feel comfortable coming out of the fake and everything. And so when he came back out of the fake, he saw Achenbach open, and I guess didn't feel comfortable throwing it. And so just hit Achenbach on the drag, and it was a great throw. And then the one that he hit Ty on, when he worked up in the pocket and kind of threw it kind of off platform again, which really isn't Gill's strength. He's not an off platform thrower. He's a more over the top guy, but he kind of came up in the pocket, slid up, and went off platform to throw it to Ty. And then he, again, on the one that he hit AJ on, where he's kind of back. We call it a retreat drill. So you may see it and think, he's just throwing off his back foot. But we work it on Wednesdays. So we'll work it tomorrow morning on our movement day, where it's a retreat drill where he's kind of backpedaling or moving out of the pocket one way or the other and having to throw off his back foot. And again, I could get real technical on it, but it was it's exactly what he was supposed to be doing, because he felt pressure in front of him. So he's still keeping his eyes downfield and moving back, and hit AJ on the under on another mesh concept that we ran.
So coming up this Friday night, we're playing out of region, driving down to Homewood. So what are you seeing on film as far as their defense up against your quarterbacks?
So they're very similar to Austin.
Okay.
In the fact that they don't get beat. They're not going to put themselves in bad positions. They're very well coached. They have a very base defense, which they kind of work everything out of. They're not going to show you a lot of different looks and a lot of funky looks that we've seen with some other teams this year. But Austin was like that, where they're very well coached. They know what they're going to do, and they just do a really good job of it.
Yeah.
And so, they're a 3-4 look too high, and they're going to stay in it, and they may do a couple different little things, but they're just really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give up a lot of big plays, and I think they're only giving up 12 points a game right now. Parker, they played Parker and only gave up 27 to them, gave up 27 to Mountain Brook. That was the two biggest. Yeah. That was their two losses and their two biggest point totals that they've given up this year. So still really low. I mean, they've played really well.
So when you look at the schedule this year, I mean, you guys will have played. I mean, it's not an easy schedule.
No, we played some.
Y'all played some powerhouses. Yeah. I mean, from 6A standpoint, I mean, of course, you started the season with Gardendale. They're not a slouch team, but then you're going to end up seeing two teams. Well, playing Spain Park and then turn it around playing Homewood. You've got three teams that could potentially go deep in the 6A playoffs.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Spain Park will be.
Yeah, defensively, man.
Yeah, your back half these last 4 to 5 weeks have been pretty tough.
Yeah,
the way things have played out,
especially trying to get your quarterbacks acclimated. Now you're playing, kind of got 2 of them. Trying to figure out the direction you're going to go with that. So, yeah. So, one last question for you before we let you go. I know you want to get home to the wife and the kids. So, if you could pick any historical or fictional figure to be your quarterback for a game, who would it be?
Thank goodness.
Fictional or historical figure? Don't care.
Fictional. Wow.
Fictional, historical. If you
like
were
Steamin'
I'm
Willie
telling you, man, I'm bringing
Steamin' Beeman.
I'm telling you. Where would you want to go? Where would you want to go?
So Maccabee and Truitt always make fun of me because I don't know any history.
Yeah.
So historical figures may be tough.
Well, I mean,
he
means like historical quarterbacks.
Historical
it doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Like Joe Namath would be a historical figure.
There we go.
I mean, you could even
not Thomas Jefferson.
You could have Lamar Jackson.
Thomas.
Listen, I don't know that TJ out there in his
Thomas
knickers.
Jefferson had a hell of an arm.
I don't know that in his knickers and his swashbuckle shoes he'd do. Sam Adams is probably a cool guy, but I don't.
He was probably a better party.
So in all seriousness, now, I mean, if you could coach one quarterback, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be one that's in the pros now, or from the past, or just anybody that's.
So my favorite quarterback is Baker Mayfield.
Is it really?
Wow.
I mean, if I could coach Baker, that would be.
He doesn't need you.
He does not need my coaching. He would be coaching me. He does not need it. But yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite because the underdog story. He's definitely got the competitive spirit. He was a walk-on at Texas Tech.
Sure.
He supposedly had to walk on at Oklahoma when he went there.
He
that's what I had heard. But he's small.
It's worked out.
Underdog. He's a straight competitor. His mic'd up are great. Everybody speaks highly of him as a teammate and everything. And then he's pretty dang good on the field. And he's been really good with the Bucks. I would say that one. I mean, if I had to go like fictional, Matt Saracen. Friday Night Lights.
Matt Saracen.
That makes me so happy.
Matt Saracen.
I'd have to go Matt Saracen.
Wow.
He's a winner.
He is a winner, man. You talk about an underdog story.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did throw that ball with his eyes closed if you ever watched the first season. They joke about it.
I've never watched it.
All right, listen to me.
I never watched it.
My mother tried to get me into it like years ago when it was on, and I'm like, Mom, I'm not watching some soap opera, right? But I got in like season 3, maybe. I would like come home and catch it late at night, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of into this. And somebody somewhere at some point bought me like the 5-season disc set.
Really?
Yeah. So when it got cold one year, me and the kids like sat down and watched it, and we watched all the way. And I was like, this was really good.
I'm just like jaded. Like I went to Permian and played as a player.
Yeah.
I didn't play. I watched from the sidelines.
Yep.
And then the book and read the book twice. The movie of the actual
but
book.
You can't,
so it's like
you can't watch this show with that mindset.
No, you really can't.
But it's hard for me too. Like I'm jaded. You know what I mean?
No. If you watch Friday Night Lights, then you can associate that and gracias. But if you But yeah, it's totally separate. Don't even act like it's Permian or Odessa. It's
different than the movie. It's not the same.
I think
it was set in Pflugerville.
Yeah,
in the
Pflugerville.
show. Yeah,
no, it's not.
Pflugerville?
No.
Yes, it is.
No way.
That is what the piece.
Do you know where Pflugerville is?
No way.
Do you know where
This is
Pflugerville
not
is?
really. No.
Yes.
Do you know where Pflugerville?
No, it's Dillon, Texas.
No, but it's not real.
It's based on
I know. That's what I'm saying. Okay, based on. I got you. Okay.
Why are we arguing when we can just look at Stretch and go Stretch?
Yes,
research
it is
Friday
the Dillon
Night Lights
Panthers.
show.
But I mean, it's Dillon Panthers.
Yes.
It's based on
Dillon,
the town
Texas.
Pflugerville.
Okay, that got you. I follow you now. Okay.
See, and so
Pflugerville is like north of Austin.
And Lucas Black played. The quarterback.
Yeah, Mike Winchell.
Yeah, Winchell.
He's from Speak. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you get to play against Winchell?
No, that was based on like 2 years before we went out there.
1988.
Austin and
Pflugerville. This is the guy that's been looking at it, though.
I just watched it.
He knew I was gonna
What
ask
does
that
Austin
question.
have to do with Pflugerville?
They might play.
I think the original Friday Night Lights is based on like the 88.
88.
It was 88 season. Yeah,
and
that's the year I
we
graduated.
went out there and played in the quarterfinals. That would have been like 90. So like 2 years after that.
Come on now. Was there a better running back than Booby Miles, though?
It was still pretty impressive. I'm not
Booby
gonna lie.
Miles was good.
That whole place was pretty impressive. Like, you walk in and we're stretched. I actually talked to one of my high school teammates the other day about this. You go out to stretch, and it's like their whole side is black. this side has this little blue, navy blue and gold in the middle and blacked out on either side of them, and they start chanting Mojo. And like it's like goosebumps. You're not even got out of warm-up shit. You know, it was nuts. We got beat.
So did you like the fact that Baker wears that creamsicle jersey as well as they do? That's a great shirt.
That looked awesome. They got beat in them, but those jerseys look great.
I'm still Matt Saracen. I never would have come up with that.
No, but that's great.
Because I'm thinking like
Blake. He also knew it was Pflugerville. So, I mean, this guy's invested.
Good point.
He's been
he
thinking
is
about
invested.
Friday Night
Coach
Live.
is invested.
But I mean, of all the people fictionally, Paul Blake was awesome at Texas State University.
Saracen,
Shane Falco came in the NFL during the strike. Shane Falco came in during the strike.
See,
and
this
lit
is
him
where
up.
we end up. This is where the podcast.
Let's see who else. Who was the guy in the program?
I've never seen that.
You've never seen the program?
Program?
Your dad was a high school coach.
Kane is able. His last name was Kane.
Joe Kane. Joe Kane.
He was a Heisman Trophy candidate.
He was. He was a kid. Had a great time until he went to rehab. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Alvin Mack's best linebacker I've ever seen. Eastern State University.
Yeah, see?
Unnecessary reference.
No, that was the program.
This is the program.
Oh, I'm thinking
Alvin
about
Mack
you
did
going
play
to that.
Stonehands.
That's twice this week you've gone into unnecessary reference.
He loves it. Well, Coach Adcock, man, we appreciate your time. Thanks for coming to the table. Thanks for being a part of Walk-Ons and the Wingmen podcast. Wish you the best of luck this Friday night with this Homewood team.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Thanks
All
for
right.
inviting.
Coach Riley Adcock, the quarterback's coach of James Clemens, joining us on the podcast here at the Wingman at the Walk-On Sports Bistro. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have some more Wingman podcast right here on PAS Plus.
Follow JC Wingmen on Threads, Instagram, and X, and look for the Wingmen on Facebook. The Wingmen podcast continues after this.
We know you want to look good. Chopping Blades Barbershop knows it too, and they're passionate about making their clients look great. Men, women, kids, doesn't matter. You can just walk on in their location at 7985 Highway 72 Suite 2 in Madison, or call 256-325-3230. Check out Chopping Blades on Facebook too. Chopping Blades Barbershop.
Local sports are brought to you in part by Limestone County Commission Chairman Colin Daly. Visit the County Commission page at limestonecounty-al.gov to keep up with what's going on in the county and find out what ranks us in the top 5% in the state. You can also call Colin at 256-233-6400 or on his cell phone at 256-800-4544.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair.
You can't spell Wingmen without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. Here's one. The RedHawk Top Flight Award. Nominate a student, teacher, administrator, or anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. We'll give away a gift card from Walk-On Sports Bistro on each show, and at the end of the football season, we'll draw from those names for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control, the RedHawk Top Flight Award. Get your entries in today at jcwingmen.net. From RedHawk Pest Control, Walk-On Sports Bistro, and the Wingmen podcast.
We're back with more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen podcast right here on PAS Plus. Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, Brad Kimbrough Stone Cold Stretch Austin, Tim Lambert, producer extraordinaire, sitting there, Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. You can check out the PAS Plus mobile app. It's your connection to all of our live streams, along with Scores, game archives, and a whole lot more. Go online to jcwingman.net for the download links. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now. As we head into our cruising altitude, for us to introduce our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the table, Piper Moore.
Piper,
welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So you seem like you're having a good time tonight.
Yes.
She brought friends.
She did.
I did bring friends.
What'd you order? What'd you eat?
The club chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Do you have any in your teeth or anything?
I cannot answer that.
So mean.
So mean.
Right off the bat. No,
I know,
right off the bat. No, seriously. Congratulations, you being our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
Thanks.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself for those who might not know you.
Okay, so I have been living here in Madison for 26 years.
Okay.
It's really crazy, but I still don't call it home, even though I've lived here for 26 years. Aniana.
Yeah, they were Redskins. Can we still say that?
Yeah. So
I don't know if you can say that.
They're not the Aniana Commanders.
They're still the Redskins.
They're still the Redskins,
Yeah.
always. So I have one daughter, went all the way through Madison City Schools, and she's now at Auburn, senior at Auburn. Hopefully we graduate in May. No, she's going to graduate. And, yeah, I've been at James Clemens for going on 6 years.
6 years.
So you played multiple roles. Talk about, you started out permanent sub
I did start at James Clemens as permanent sub, and then went into admin secretary 3 years ago. This is my third year for that.
So that means she pretty much runs things up there for Dr. D?
She does run
and everything else.
Yes. If there's anything you want to know about what goes on at James Clemens, this is your go-to person.
Well, and I will say this too, like people, when you say permanent sub, don't understand what that is, I don't think. Like, Kelly Schaefer does that now, and she does a phenomenal job. And, like, you think, that's just somebody that subs in the classroom. Oh, no. She's like the one that wrangles who's subbing where, who needs coverage. This isn't covered. I'll go in here for a block. Like, they do a thankless job, I feel like.
And on any given day at our school, that could be like 25, right?
100. Like last Friday, we had 22 people out. So that permanent sub is in charge of making sure all 22 teachers, that's not just classes, because each teacher has 3 blocks, are covered for the day.
So see, this is one of those things. When I hear permanent sub, I'm hearing that she's going into there. And,
Nope.
No, you're in charge of organizing.
She is the head of the subs.
That's crazy.
Not me, but the permanent sub is.
That's where she started it.
That's where you started.
It is where I started, yes. Yeah. And then, that's a thankless job.
On top of answering the phones when they ring sometimes and working.
Right.
Like her and Kayla.
Filling in attendance
Phenomenal.
Office. Filling in that's more now.
Yeah, I do that more now. Yeah, but the front office stuff, you just can't. They are amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
So what's some of the things at James Clemens that just keeps you there? What is it about James Clemens?
So I think, obviously I've listened to your podcast every week. I became a really big fan. I know. But I have to say the same thing that I feel like everybody says. It's like the family atmosphere. And I know that everybody says, I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, it really is such an awesome and fun place to be, And so, like, if you can't get up and go, hey, I'm going to work to have a good time today, then you wouldn't be going back, right?
Right.
So, for me, it's the people that I work with that, and I love the kids. I don't have as much interaction with the kids anymore, but it's really people I work with. Yeah. It's just a fun environment and atmosphere to be in every day. We have a good time.
And let's be real. She maybe, and I know Flanagan and Miller do a lot of this. She is probably more responsible than anybody to keep Dr. D on task.
That was going to be one of my questions.
She's primary handler.
And now talk about a task.
There is nobody that brings the culture and energy like Dr. D.
He did say we could tell this story on air.
Oh, there's a lot. Which ones do you want?
From last Friday.
Oh, yes, he did say that.
Coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this. But
About y'all wanting to leave for the game?
He was so excited about Top of the River. He's been fired up about eating Top of the River all week long. We're going to Albertville.
Yeah.
And he did not eat all day, waiting for this Top of the River food. And at 3:30, we're ready to go. And Piper telling him all day, you need to get out of here earlier. You got to go earlier. At 3:30, we're ready to go. And he gets a tap on the shoulder. And he said, all right, Coach, if you want to wait on me, about 30 minutes of waiting on him, I get a text that says, Coach, I don't know when I'm going to be leaving school. You better go ahead. I said, all right, cool. Just call me when you hit the road. We'll meet up at Top of the River. About 4:40, he texts me. He's on the road. I said, you better get you something to eat.
Yeah, we ain't going to have time to go to Top of the River.
Something to eat. You're not going to make Top of the River.
And, I was out of town last week, so I wasn't even there on Friday. I texted him at noon and said, don't forget, you're leaving school today by 3:30, okay? I'm giving him a heads up. Right.
She does this.
Then I texted him at 5 and said, so what'd you think about Top of the River? And he just sent back, well.
This is after he got lost on his way.
And I'm like.
Yeah, because the GPS shut down is what he told us.
I wouldn't believe that story. There might be a problem with the person handling the GPS. Love you, Dr. D. But, yeah, so then he's like, yeah, I never made it to dinner. And I was like, you had one job. One job was to make it to Top of the River. And he didn't make it.
No.
But all day, that's my primary job, is to help keep Dr. Johnson on track.
Well, he's got just so much going on in that head. Not in a bad way.
No.
He wants to go talk to these kids, and he needs to take care of this problem, and he wants to go check on his teacher and ask them how they're doing. He is a culture builder.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
He's got to have people that kind of, hey, we got this meeting. We got that. And Piper is in charge of that.
So that's your day-to-day job, basically, is keeping up, Doc.
It's just an eighth of it.
Yeah. What's your official title?
School secretary. So I do payroll.
Yeah.
All the kind of HR behind-the-scenes stuff.
Make sure you clock in, please.
And you make sure Coach Gideon gets clocked in.
Yeah, Coach Gideon is really bad on my list.
I mean, we had him earlier. I mean, he on the podcast. He showed up on time.
Oh, he's probably on time.
Being on time.
He just did.
And especially those football guys, because they have first block football, and getting them by the time they get to second block to remember to.
I mean, you do have the 3:30. I don't have much sympathy there.
Okay, so who's the worst about clocking in?
Besides me.
Yeah, this is a safe space. Whatever you say at this table, it's
nobody
sacred.
nobody else knows. Nobody's
Don't do you like Flanagan, you're off the air right now.
Okay, you're lying. Completely lying. So
do you like Flanagan?
I won't say names, but number one is someone in the fine arts department. And then number two is probably Coach Gideon. And I even told him that today. I said, look, I'm throwing you under the bus tonight.
Over Cash and Gideon.
No.
I just said Mason because that's the first one that popped in my head. Sorry.
Yeah,
Coach,
so making sure everybody clocks in. I got to make sure, if a sub is in for... So these two...
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, these two coaches here. So they're a complicated case because they take off a full day, but it's only a half-day sub. So you got to code everything differently. So it's about, 6 clicks.
Or you could just take me a half day.
Piper, I will never take a full day.
No, I'm talking about the subs. So you might have a sub for you in the half morning, him in the half morning.
Gotcha.
You got to clock the sub in for you and that, and then clock them out, and then clock you. There's a lot of things going behind the scenes there.
So what I'm basically hearing is that these two guys, and Coach Gideon, a little high maintenance.
Well, no. What she's saying is that all the things that we screw up, she fixes.
She is good at that.
Yeah.
She is a fixer.
Now these two guys though are team players, and I'm not just saying that. If we need something in the building done or on the campus done, I can send them a text and they can handle it. Right? We were without a plant manager for how long? A long time.
17
several
years.
months.
I learned
Felt like
more
years.
about electrical outlets and panels than I ever dreamed of knowing. But people like them stepped in and you could just say, hey, this is what's going on. Can you help us here or that?
I'm going to tell you what, homecoming dance, I was dripping sweat through my sport coat trying to figure out how to turn the lights on, lights off in the lobby and figuring out which breaker box where. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have a plant manager, Mr. Barry.
Yo, I'm so thankful that
Glad
he
you're
is
here.
with us now. Yes. So it really, every day is different.
Yeah.
And I control the school calendar, the events going on in the building, which is a lot.
So do you do the events planning too? I mean, some of the things like proms and homecoming dances?
There's committees and stuff for that, but
Sure.
I just have to make sure that all the keys are in, is the space available? Who's going to be working this? Our custodial staff, we got to make sure they're on, and what do they know what they need? We're going to need 15 tables. We're going to need this many trash cans. We're going to need lights on, mic on, this, blah, blah, all the things.
Yeah.
So
for a while, we were between attendance people.
Yeah.
Yes.
She manned the attendance office every day.
I did work the attendance office every day.
The thing about Piper's and what she does is she's kind of the intersection for everything.
Yeah.
A lot of us in the building, where it's so big, we're all kind of compartmentalized. So that we deal with our stuff, and then there's a lot of things that we never have to deal with or experience or even think about. But everything kind of intersects with Piper. So she's associated with every aspect, from administration to housekeeping to teachers to kids.
What form needs to be filled out.
Yes. I mean, she is on everything.
So, out of all of that, though, there's got to be some event or something that happens during the course of the 9 months of school, basically, that you look forward to every year.
Ooh. What's your favorite day of school each year?
Can't say last day. That's not fair.
Is there ever a last day for you?
No, because I'm a 12-month, so I work year-round.
Okay, see? And you can't say the 3 months that no students are in the
I
halls.
say my students are the teachers.
That's true.
So everybody goes, oh, the students come back. I'm like, no, my students come back on July the 28th. I get my kids back then.
That's about right.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think. Well, so I will say, not just because, this is football, but, so I grew up being a cheerleader. My brother played football. My sister was cheerleader. We were always around sports. So I do feel like whenever there are big games or, big events for any of our sports, it really... I enjoy it because it's the fever that's in you about the sporting atmosphere. And then it disappoints me a little bit because we're in an area that the kids aren't really into all that kind of stuff. So then sometimes it deflates me a little bit because I want to see that passion in everybody, But I don't really know that I have a specific event or thing, but I do love sports.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where my heart is.
So on a Friday night, where would we find you if where would you be?
She finds us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now that my daughter's not at the school, we don't go to the Friday night football games. However, I do have NFHS Network, so I watch the game and listen to these guys and text Kimbrough.
I get a lot of texts during the games. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
I do text, and I'll be like, oh, what about this? Who got hurt? Going back and forth.
How mad is McGee?
Yes, I do. Mhm. I have actually been known to send photos to the coaches before of different things, because I'm watching it live, and I'll screenshot it or something, and then send them a picture.
Hey, this guy was out of position.
Do you ever send Coach McGee plays? I think you should run this.
No, I don't do that. I will send them after Spain Park. The guys played phenomenal.
Sure did, yeah.
They battled, and I felt like they showed so much that night. So I sent him and some of the coaching staff great game. Regardless of the scoreboard said, those boys played tonight with heart and passion and all the things. And I think the coaches don't hear that enough.
Yeah.
When it's a loss, especially, because everybody wants to play what you didn't do right.
Yeah.
And for that, I felt like our boys did things right, and they came out with heart and passion. And what else can you ask for it from a coach?
Absolutely.
So I try to give,
the world needs
those
more
things.
people like that.
I do, absolutely.
Yes. Hey, there would be more successful organizations
I agree.
if Viper was running them.
See? Look at that.
Well, like I said, I've been on the parent side and see how ugly parents can be, and now I'm on the school side and see how parents can be.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what these guys put in, and a win sometimes isn't on the scoreboard, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, just like in the classroom, So anyway, but I watched the game, and then Mr. Watts, I know he's not here, but I hope he's listening. Hey,
Watts.
Mr. Watts, miss you. So he was my play-by-play guy on the field on Friday nights. we're down this, the good guys, the bad guys, da-da-da-da-da, so-and-so just run this. So now Kimbrough's kind of taking this place.
Yeah. Well, hey.
So is that where
there are worse people to follow, you know?
Yeah, but so I'll look and I'll call a play or, do the action. I'll look over there. Brad's got his phone. So it's you?
A lot of times it's her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's Watts.
Sometimes it's Watts. See, I didn't know that.
Look, maybe we should just be on a group message now. Well, I mean,
Piper's good at starting them group messages with me and Watts.
Yeah. Well,
all right, let's end that there.
Yeah.
Let's end that
Let's
there.
talk about that.
Oh, back to the permanent sub thing. I'm curious, what's your favorite? What's your
just shifted that sucker in reverse?
Abort mission.
Escape. What's your favorite excuse that teachers ever use for calling into work?
Oh, this is good. This is good. So I did have, this is when I'm permanent sub. I did have to call a teacher and ask why she was not currently in the building while because classes had started. So I call, hey, you're not at school. I didn't have you on my list. What's going on? Well, my students told me it was senior skip day.
Shut your mouth. That did not happen.
No, it really happened.
Did she have all seniors?
No! No!
Please tell me this happened like a couple of weeks ago.
Well, no, that was when she was permanent sub, so it's been at least 3 years ago.
Yeah, I got you.
What do you say? You're just like, well, you still are I get you might be a senior citizen, but sorry.
Is this person still working the building?
No.
Okay.
But you can't skip on senior skip day. You still have to be there. And you have kids in the classroom. So
with no sub.
With no sub.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember if I had to go down there, if I was so dumbfounded. Dr. Clayton was here at the time, and I don't remember how we handled that situation, but that's probably been my number one reason why a teacher wasn't.
So time out. I got to ask this question. So sounds like this was an experienced teacher, somebody who'd been around, probably tenured, had a little bit of time before they retired.
Or
maybe,
dementia.
Or one or the other.
Should know better.
So, well, that's where I'm going. I mean, it sounds like to me, either there was a pattern where every year she skipped senior skip, or she was skipping.
And nobody caught it.
And nobody caught it. Or she fell into the trap of senior skip day.
And nobody just filled her in the years before.
Right. So
they didn't let her know.
They didn't have
or maybe that's the first time they invited her to senior skip day, and she said, "Oh, what great!
I'd love
Did
to
she go to like senior junior battles? Do y'all have those?
I don't know what that.
No, people would get themselves their feelings hurt. You don't do those things these days.
We can't battle.
Battles? I don't know, man.
Junior senior wars are really limited.
That's what it was.
They're more towards small schools.
Wars.
Yeah.
No, we can't do that.
No.
Who would do that? Can't go.
Plus, there's too many cameras up in these subdivisions around here. It ain't like living in the county.
HOA page.
That's one of the things that I'm
you'd be all over the HOA Facebook page.
You would be on HOA pages and Nest cameras like nobody's business.
Think about it. No one. That we all kind of. I would assume we all pretty much grew up around the same time frame, the same, general time frame.
I'm a lot younger.
You are a lot younger, but
he's a baby.
He watched us grow up.
For the most part, are y'all not thankful that social media did not exist?
Or ring cameras?
How about phones, period? Because I would never get a job anywhere. They wouldn't give me a job in Sheffield picking up trash. If there was video evidence of all the dumb things we did back then.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I mean,
I would have been YouTube famous immediately for just doing dumb teenage stuff.
See, when I was in high school, like I would, it's like one day hey, you know what? I don't feel like going to school.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't skip like 5 days. Yeah, absolutely.
Today's my senior skip day. Well, I'd show up for practice, but I may not go to school.
See, I would just go, you know what? Today's not my day.
You're just out.
I'm just out. And then the phone rings, and it's the office. And the office, and I'll answer it. And they'll go, Kurt, yes, why are you not at school today? Well, I'm not feeling well. Okay. Hang up. See,
done.
Done.
We had the caller ID box that was about this big. So I knew when the school was called. And that was like big technology at our
By the way,
house.
for those listening,
those didn't work with the rotary phone we used to have.
He put 2 iPhones together to show the size of the.
Well, I had the one phone on the wall, like in the kitchen, that had the mile long cord.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you have the
So you would have to stretch it. So there was no caller ID on that.
Did you like go into the other room and close the door?
Well, that's the only way you could talk to your boyfriend.
That's exactly. Well, I didn't talk to my girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, right, but that's the only way. You would take that long cord, and then you go in there, and then your dad would pick up on the other line from another room and be like,
"It's time for y'all to get off."
I was always upset because I remember going to my parents and like, "Hey, now that I'm 16, I got a phone in my room. Can I get my own number?"
Oh, that was a big thing.
That's highfalutin right there.
Hey, time out. My sister and I got our own line.
It's a second line. Yeah.
Because my dad worked out of the house, and he got tired of people calling the main line.
Can I talk to Johnny?
And it would be a busy signal.
And it'd be a busy signal.
Yep.
And so he had the main line to the house ended up being his work and the main line. And my sister and I got a second line.
Lucky?
Yeah, we didn't get to have that at my house.
I wasn't that lucky. We had some knockdown dragouts on who was going to get to use that phone, especially once we were all teenagers.
Oh.
Yeah. See, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, think about all the stuff that happened at these kids.
We're living in the best time, guys, because we got to see VHS tapes.
Yes.
Cassette tapes in our cars, and then we progressed to. I'm still driving around with like $8,000 worth of CDs, and my truck doesn't even have a CD player.
Yeah, well,
you still owe Columbia House?
No, but
I got a letter.
If they send me that bill for 99 cents for all the CDs I robbed from Columbia House.
I got a letter one time from Columbia House.
I mean,
serious?
Do y'all remember we didn't have internet. No cell phones.
Yeah.
But now my pager game, Piper, was so strong. My pager game.
Never owned a pager.
Guys, I had 3 different cases for my pager and the bungee but you picked the case based on what hat you were wearing.
Okay, wow.
You had to coordinate that up.
Recall being in that game.
You didn't have a pager?
He was kind of a drug dealer.
But, time out. For the record, remember.
Now all he's pushing is that stuff you snort on the, not cocaine, but the smelling salts.
You don't snort them.
Time out.
Moo-foo. The moo-moo jufu or whatever it is.
It's Juju Mufu. And we can't keep saying it if they're not going to sponsor the show.
No, we gotta. I mean, we're gonna call.
But if anybody from Juju Mufu's listening, I would love to have 2 bottles for the show.
Call Joe Rogan and see if he can hook us up.
Hey,
See if
we might.
I don't know what this
It's like you've never done smelling salts.
No.
It's a life changer.
Yeah.
Brad,
Don't
we'll get to
worry.
you tomorrow.
Tomorrow at school.
I'll have to check the handbook before I take it on campus.
Juju Mufu?
Oh yeah, it's legit.
It's good stuff.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it because I am not a risk taker.
But see, go back to you need to try. Go back to
My
Brad
pager game?
Go back to the fact that you had pagers. We didn't have pagers.
Y'all didn't do pagers?
Well, I graduated in '89.
I had a pager.
Oh my God, Kurt, 89?
I didn't have a pager.
I was in first grade.
Shut up.
In '89, that was a good year. West Elementary, Roseville, Alabama, first grade. Yeah, Miss Oliver, sweet lady.
Okay, blam that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're the hose pipe generation.
Oh, I drank out of a hose pipe. Yeah.
He was still from Sheffield.
Yeah.
And poor.
Stretch, have you ever drank out of a hose pipe?
That was when I was a teenager.
I think I have drank out of a hose pipe.
Girls didn't have pagers. I don't feel like that was a girl
I
thing.
didn't have a pager.
I knew a lot of girls that had pagers.
Work.
That was, I think,
Bradley.
I think that was kind of right
Friends,
behind
you know,
us.
you had the page.
I think that was a little younger than us, the pager.
I mean, I had a bag phone.
See,
that's
you
highfalutin.
came
How
from
did you have a bag phone?
more prominent family than us.
Well,
I mean, seriously, I want to know this story because I
had a bag phone my senior year of high school.
What?
What year was that?
96.
What a good year. I entered high school in 96. That was a
I
good
graduated in 96.
I was like in my second year.
There were
in
bag
college
phones in '96.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so my parents let me and a group of girls go to Panama City Beach for senior week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did about 3 of those.
I did
And
those. I did
so a bag phone was a
must.
Oh,
must.
absolutely.
A must.
Yeah. Well, did you use it a lot?
No,
Did your parents
because
threaten
after 9 o'clock, you got the free nights and free
No.
minutes.
I started
No, 'cause it
saying
was
they
just-
were expensive to have,
Yes.
expensive to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hey, when your baby girl's going to Panama City, there's no expense
Yeah.
too big. I bet.
Priceless.
And I didn't even use it to call them when we got kicked out of our place. The second night there.
That sounds like
That was
awesome
probably a
story.
good call not to make.
So we were down and we graduated, and then the next day we were driving down to Panama City.
Same.
Yeah. So we're on our way. We get down there, and there's people in the van. We had a van.
Mm-hmm.
One of the parents let the guy drive a van. 18 years old, we're driving down there. There were people in that van that did not pony up money. And we all stayed in the same room. Well, after 3 days, we're there 7 days. After 3 days, 7 days. So we're in there. After 3 days, housekeeping comes. And they knock on the door. We let them in. She walks in. She goes, nope. And we were like, what? She said, no, I'm not cleaning this. And we were like, and I looked over there on the wall, and somebody had thrown a can of potted meat onto the can. First of all, who's eating potted meat? You ever seen potted meat?
Like you Papa eat, man.
Right. So there's a can of potted meat. Looks like cat food stuck to the wall. I mean, it's we had to clean before they were going to kick us out, and before. You know, if we didn't get this room cleaned here in a couple of hours, they were kicking us out. We got it cleaned. We were motivated.
We wanted to stay.
We wanted to stay 4 more days.
Probably kicked you out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you have a potted meat story as to why you got kicked out of your room?
No,
It's okay.
I wasn't there.
You don't have to tell it.
I wasn't there at the moment that they got officially kicked out. No. I was with you know how you get down there and everybody splits off and does these different things. So because I was one of the drivers, get a phone call from some of the girls.
On your bag phone?
I don't remember if they did that or called somebody else, but somehow got a call that said, "Hey, we've been kicked out and we've got to be out of this place in 30 minutes." And so I show up with the car and they're sitting on the curb outside of the condo, hotel, whatever we were staying at. Actually, the chateau.
The Chateau Lemire.
Chateau Lemire.
And so lined up, sitting on there, and it's like, well, what are we going to do now? There's like 10 of us girls. What are we going to do? We're day 2.
Yeah.
And none of us want to call our parents because the thing is we're going to go home.
That's right.
Right? So we nicely begged the place to give us our money back. And they gave us the rest of our money. And I think that was their way of saying, take your money and get out of here.
Yeah, leave.
So you found someplace else?
We did.
Good.
We did. We found another place and survived the rest of the week.
So I go back to my initial question. Are we not happy that social media did not exist?
100%.
Absolutely.
See?
Yes.
That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
But are we happy?
But we still got to
that
experience.
social media exists now and phones so that we can keep up with our kids. Because I have Life 360.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
That was my point earlier. We're in the best time because we got to experience all the life before that.
Yeah.
Right.
And the cool little technology tidbits that came along. And then once we're adults, we can use the benefits of social media and not have any of the bad aspects of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and that teacher could have probably gone on to social media and found out that senior skip day was not applicable to teachers.
Is that how we got to this point in this conversation?
I mean,
we took a long way around to get back to this.
That was an insane
to this old senile teacher.
It's called the wild circle.
It's called the weave. I'm not the captain of this ship for nothing.
It's a circle.
It's like Trump. We did the weave.
We did the weave.
Oh my gosh!
Great podcast.
Yes.
Social media. Really bad.
Got to weave.
So very bad.
And now you can't have senior skip day.
You got to be smart to do the weave.
Well, I've heard that senior skip day is supposed to be maybe this Friday.
Hell yeah.
I mean, which would make
Stretch,
sense.
what do you hear?
Would it though?
What are you hearing in the streets, man?
Why would it make this Friday make sense?
Because it's the day after Halloween. And then the kids are going to want to come.
Our senior skip day was like always in the spring where we could go to the lake. And
Here
we could
again, did we really have just one?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It was every day I wanted to.
We skipped a lot more than this. So.
Piper, what's the most challenging part of your job?
Ooh.
I know.
Besides
Dr. D.
Yeah.
We're
going to let him off the hook.
Okay.
We love Dr. D.
I would say.
Wow. Sorry, Grand Slam by the
Yankees. By the Yankees.
Anthony Volpe.
Well, you know, there's already a theory here. They're going to go into extra games because they need it for the money.
Yeah.
Well, it's the two largest sports markets.
I dated a woman who is convinced that every World Series goes to 7 games. Every basketball finals goes to 7 games.
I mean, I'm not into that, but I heard it on talk radio, so I feel like I should just say
it's probably true.
So the most challenging for me is, and this is going to be this is kind of deep, but it's for me to, to be the thermometer.
There you
go.
go.
The thermostat, not thermometer, thermostat. You know,
be the thermostat, not the thermometer. That's
because there's so many emotions that come through where I am.
Sure.
You've got teachers that may be really low, really high. You've got students really high, really low. You got parents, you got your admin team, whatever. And you kind of have to play counselor roles sometimes and keep a very straight, just keep emotions out of it, keep your opinion out of it as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just challenging because you obviously want to take somebody's side, or you want to see something, or you want to help somebody, or you want to,
right.
And you kind of have to step back a little bit and just, you can't let things hurt your feelings in my position. You know, parents are going to come up there and get upset with me because I'm telling them they can't see Dr. Dawson right that second. But guess what? I'm not trying to be ugly to you. It's just a matter of fact, you know? Or anyway, so I would say that's a really, for me, that's challenging because I'm a pleaser and a fixer.
Sure.
So it's kind of hard when I can't necessarily do that. So that's hard. And then just getting everybody to just do their job.
Johnny.
Clock in.
She looked at
approve your time sheets.
Like, it's really the simple things in life. It's really not that big of a deal.
Do your job.
Like, I mean, as I say all the time, it's your paycheck, not mine.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was another question. Who never approves their timesheets?
I can't.
You're really asking her to go out on a limb and call people out, aren't you?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what this show's become, man. We need a soundbite and a clip.
Well, I can't do that because I don't need to get in trouble.
Yeah, don't do it. You want me to change the subject?
No, it's fine. Look at Bradley trying to bring me out on the...
Oh, he is. He's trying to...
Right. But, yeah, so that's back to my challenging part. Those are probably my most challenging things, is just trying to keep everybody... Because somebody every day is wearing their feelings on their shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep everybody calm.
I imagine so. That's a big job. I mean, everything that you've told me, I sounds like from the moment you get there until the time you leave, it's nonstop.
It's nonstop. Nonstop.
So what does Halloween look like in the Moore household?
Oh, well, we live in a neighborhood with no children.
Oh, that's the best.
Wow.
So do you still buy candy?
No. I don't even have to buy candy. We have no trick-or-treaters.
That's the
I'd buy
best.
the candy anyway.
So,
dude, we have a bunch of kids come to our house.
So we do nothing for Halloween. We used to do a big thing, our daughter and all friends, hay rides, all the big things. And then this weekend we'll head to Auburn because we go to Auburn every home game weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the road.
Or on the road. We were in Kentucky this past weekend.
Did you go to Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she had to follow him long enough to see him win an SEC game.
Yes.
And you got it.
I did get it.
Yeah.
It may be the last.
I hope it won't, but I hope we beat Vandy. But
well, ULM, we still have a chance with ULM.
ULM, yeah, that's probably gonna be a win, but that's not an SEC win.
Not a yeah. It's okay. It's a growing year. It
is growing.
Remember, wins not scoreboard. Wins not scoreboard.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
Deuce Knight save us.
Look, see, I'm going to tell the coaches that this year. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to be like, coaches, remember.
That is not going to put me in a good mood. That is not the way to be the thermostat when you're in the middle of the season.
I'm going to tell you to try to find the positive in the night.
I know, but we struggle with that.
If Laney keeps himself in check.
Or live
in a game, I feel like that's a win.
That is a win.
It is
you
a
are
win.
correct.
Thank you.
Old Laney.
Stay positive.
What you got?
There you go.
No, that's awesome. No, I was just gonna say we're gonna close out this segment because dude, we've gone 30 minutes.
I know, we've rocked it.
No, it's great. It's awesome when we have good conversation in 30 minutes.
We're holding her up from her dinner.
Yeah, I know. We got to get you back over there. The RedHawk
Top lunch for tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. See, our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner,
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
Piper Moore. You can nominate a student, athlete, or administrator, or anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. All you got to do is go online to jcwingmen.net and nominate them for our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner. They receive a gift card from Walk On Sports Bistro and a Wingmen T-shirt.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Apparel Lab.
I'm talking about.
Hey, I will say, the first week of school, I wore my Navy Wingman T-shirt.
Yeah.
And you asked me where I got it. Do you remember?
I did.
Well, now you know.
I'm wearing mine Friday.
She's got to get one, Tim. We got her.
What?
He's worried about sizing.
Yeah, don't tell me I want it and then take it away from me.
Oh, no, you're going to win it.
He'll take care of you. Tim's good.
Okay.
Yeah. My replacement ones have come in, so I just got to go pick them up.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, Piper, we really appreciate you joining. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you so much. And hope you've had a good time, and keep doing a great job, because it sounds like well-deserved award, and just everybody thinks highly of you, and just congratulations.
Best place in the world to work.
There you go. Piper Moore, our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner.
Nice job.
We'll continue on with the podcast. You're listening to the Wingmen on PAS+.
Nominate an athlete, student, administrator, or another member of the James Clemens family for a job well done by going to jcwingmen.net and filling out the form for the RedHawk Top Flight Award. They could win a gift card from Walk-On Sports Bistro along with a Wingmen t-shirt from Apparel Lab, and at the end of the season, we'll draw from all the recipients for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control. The Wingmen will be back after this.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Trina and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously.
Takes a snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's at the 20, the 10. He's going to get a cover. Touchdown, James Clemens.
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at PASnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, or on your PAS Plus app, and later on demand. You can also hear the replays at Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this season from Play Action Sports.
Now, more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingman podcast right here on PAS Plus. We are live at Walk-On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison, and having a good time. Had some good guests tonight already. Riley Adcock, the head quarterbacks coach at James Clemens High School. Also just got to spend time with our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner, Piper Moore. And, man, she does a lot.
A lot.
Dude, she didn't even scratch the surface.
No.
Dude, a lot. I mean, I was exhausted, like, listening to some of the stuff.
Brad made the comment, like, if you need to know something that's going on at school, that's the person. Exactly. Yeah. Like, if it's a form, it's an event, it's whatever.
Personnel issue.
Hey, is so-and-so going to get an interview or not?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes.
Piper's your lady.
That's
and she does it with a smile on her face.
She really is a thermostat, and you never see her not working, and you never see her not smiling. But she really is. She's the intersection of everything that happens at James Clemens, and I mean that's an important person to have. You want a solid person in that job, and her and Riley Adcock too, both solid people.
Well deserved RedHawk Top Flight Award winner. Sounds like she does a lot for the school. And
she does.
Is going to continue to do that, and just brings a great energy. Brought a great energy to the podcast.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Fun, man. That was a lot of fun. Well, guys, right now it's time for our AI Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the top 5 tonight since this week is Halloween, Thursday night, it is the top 5 failed Halloween candies. Top 5 failed Halloween candies. Y'all ready?
Let Johnny and I be the judge of this.
Let's go. Here we go.
Number 5.
Chocolate-covered Brussels sprouts. Sweet on the outside, betrayal on the inside.
Totally.
That sounds like a horror movie.
Perfect for tricking friends who thought they were getting a treat. There
that
you go.
That sounds awful.
You know how mad I would be if I picked one of those up at your house?
Well, sounds like,
and you know, like Brussels sprouts, like the ones at another restaurant we frequent from time to time, got that little sweet glaze.
Oh, yeah.
You would think, I can't name the restaurant because we're at walk-on.
Sure.
Those are okay, but like chocolate?
No.
Dude, have you ever had we would play like a joke on the kids, get a candy apple and wrap an onion around it? Yeah. You don't want to be that guy.
That's
that got
terrible.
That one. That is an awful. All right, here we go. Next one.
Number 4.
Pumpkin spice tuna fish.
What?
I don't know.
It's like canned meat.
No.
Potted meat.
It's end up on somebody's wall.
Somebody's wall. That's a bold attempt to combine 2 autumn favorites. Is tuna fish an autumn favorite?
Yeah, I was about to wonder what.
I don't know.
I do not hate tuna fish, though. I
love tuna fish.
I do like a tuna fish sandwich, yeah. It's nothing like a fishy twist on your Halloween haul. How about that?
That's not good.
That's not good. Here we go.
Number 3.
Mystery flavor snacks. You know the ones. They taste like regret mixed with despair.
I've met her.
Surprise! It's a combination of all the flavors nobody wanted. You met them too.
Yeah, no comment.
All right, here we go. Next one.
Number 2.
Broccoli bites. It's for those health-conscious trick-or-treaters because when kids think candy, they definitely mean vegetables, right?
100%.
Obviously.
Yeah, is that what you're hoping to get, Carson?
No.
What are you going to do on Halloween?
Probably actually going to go out for like first time in a couple of years. Usually just stay home, but probably actually going to go out trick-or-treating this time.
What's your go-to costume?
I don't have none. I just do something different really every year. Just kind
of. I got a story about Carson when this is over.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. All right, here let's do our final one. Here we go.
Number 1.
In our top 5 failed Halloween candies, according to AI, the number 1, candy corn flavored everything, because nothing says spooky season like a mouthful of pure wax. Why not just chew on a candle?
Candy corns.
Yeah, candy corns.
Candy corns. No, that's not the way. Those are our AI top 5 failed candies for our Wingman podcast. And so, as we kind of, we went a little long in our 2 segments with our coaches and our coach and Piper Moore. But one of the things that we wanted to talk about, we got a waiter trying to figure out where to take that to a table. Everybody's wanting to say, not mine, but everybody is really wanting to.
Everybody's wanting to say it's mine.
No, it's mine. Oh, but I'll take it.
I don't know whose tab it's on. That could make a difference.
No, I'm going to tell you what. I'm sitting in class today. In
second block, first block,
second block.
Second block.
I know. This is going.
Of course you do.
This is going.
Okay, hang on.
And I'm sitting there, and I got a classroom that's got all these windows looking into the hallway.
Yep.
Coach Johnson in there stomping out ignorance.
I was talking about how to write a check and a deposit slip and keep your own ledger.
There you go.
Real world stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I see these knuckleheads running across the hall, out of the stairwell, and then back into the stairwell, and they kind of disappear, and then all of a sudden, there's Stretch He
Did the
runs
glass
down the middle.
break?
He looks into the window and he gives it one of these. And then runs off. And so I
You threw up signs?
I did the peace signs. I was like,
so I bust out of my room like I'm fixing to get these suckers and we're going to go to detention or something. You know, like, what are we doing in the hallway?
Right.
They're filming something for a class.
Yep.
They were actually working on some kind of project. But I thought I was going to have to put Stretch in detention today.
You felt like straight. Did you feel like you had like?
It's going to have to fill out balloon.
You know, you're doing the podcast right here. You can get away with a couple things with Coach Johnson.
No.
Well, he didn't even know I was there until he looked in the window.
I never even knew it. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? But
that's what it looked like. He went, oh crap. Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up?
But I was doing something for Coach Lynch's US 2 class.
Oh, so it's Coach Lynch.
So you've had Coach Burgess and now Coach Lynch.
Yeah.
Well, give us a little Venn diagram rundown of both of those.
I actually had Coach Truitt, Coach Burgess, and Coach Lynch.
Well, let's just stick with the good
Burgess and
coaches.
Lynch are baseball guys. So let's. Coach Johnson wants to hear about their teaching world.
Yeah, it's well. I mean, from what I can tell, there's no Burgess ball, so that's obviously a big,
well,
little bit of a negative on
strike
Coach
one.
Lynch. Strike one on Coach Lynch, but Coach Lynch he has his own custom notebook that he made, and it's really cool. I mean, it has pretty much everything done, which. I mean, Burgess didn't have a whole custom notebook and everything.
Okay.
So
I will say this. On my staff, between Burgess, Lynch,
or who's amazing teacher,
and now Coach Brooks that I brought in.
Oh yeah, Connor Brooks. Yeah,
I got some fire when it comes to actual teachers on my
See,
staff.
look at that.
On the flip side, I've got.
Oh my goodness,
Gillis.
Well, there's me to balance them out. Don't worry.
You think you bring the GPA, the coaching staff down that much?
There is zero doubt.
Okay.
That I even them out.
Well, me and Gillis may be carrying our staff right now.
Gillis,
because you know what Coach Rich does.
I do. My son had Coach Rich. Love you, Coach Rich.
Well, it's not his fault. First year he taught a computer class that didn't have computers.
Well, no, he had computers. He had no Wi-Fi.
He had no Wi-Fi. That's right.
My son was in that class.
Yeah, we can buy the hardware at school. We can afford that. It's the infrastructure and the Wi-Fi that we struggled with.
I mean, it's when you take people in for photo ops and look at all we have.
Yeah.
And you got kids sitting behind the computers.
Which they've got it
just
fixed.
looking at
They got
blank
it
screens.
fixed.
It is fixed. It is fixed.
Yeah.
He's stomping out ignorance now.
That semester was a little tough.
Yeah, see? There you go.
And he was a floater at that time, too.
It might have been, yeah.
So he didn't know what classroom he was going to.
So this Friday night, guys, we're not going to be bringing the broadcast on PAS Plus. We're not going to we're not going to Homewood, Brad. So we're not going to Homewood, and Johnny's
people
upset.
are going to miss this.
I agree.
You realize, I mean, we were in 12 states or something like that last year. I mean, look, we're doing America a service.
So Tim, I mean, I look to you, and you're occupied. We can't do it Friday night.
Yeah.
See, you're just getting a and a sorry.
Just give us a more want to for the following Friday for the playoff.
Oh, absolutely.
We will be fired up. And you know what? We're at home.
We are at home.
We are home against Central Phoenix
City.
So let's talk about that for a second. I mean, we needed some help last Friday night, and we had to help ourselves. We had to beat Albertville.
Go Falcons.
We had to beat Albertville.
Weirdest score ever.
Apparently, we're not the only team that's thanking Florence.
There's a one across town. I think.
Yeah, they thank Florence too. What a dive right there for Sparkman though. Yeah. To go into last Friday night ranked second in the region, and then lose the game.
And be all the way out.
And then be out.
Isn't that what we expect out of Sparkman? I mean, I don't mean to be. I'm not trying.
No.
I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, think about like last year's season for them. They're undefeated, and then we go out there and we beat them, and their season absolutely tanked.
Fell apart.
Yeah. Right? And then this year, and we can go back further than that, and then this year we go out there sitting in the driver's seat or tied with Austin in the driver's seat for the region. They acted as if they had won the region.
Oh, yeah.
After beating us. It was a huge win for them. And then their season gets rocky after that, right?
Sure.
Right? There's just a letdown. I think that's what we expect out of Sparkman football right now.
So what you're saying is we're their Super Bowl.
It seems to be that way. I mean,
we're their Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to tear down the goalpost when they beat James Clemens.
See, I like that. I like being that team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, when you can make yourself the standard.
Absolutely.
That's what you want to shoot for. Listen, you want to see the way people storm the field when they beat James Clemens baseball.
See?
That's unusual. So when it happens, they go crazy.
They lose their minds.
Mama's throwing chairs out there, just
losing their minds.
Drink coolers and wagons getting thrown across the way.
I saw somebody last year climbing the backstop.
Absolutely.
Net. Couldn't get over, man.
Yeah.
It was
they're running by the GoPro naked.
Yes,
I mean, it's just so unusual.
So it's been a great night tonight, fellas. Let me read your outro.
So next Friday night, we are going to be live. Not this Friday, but next Friday, we're going to be back at Madison City School Stadium, which is what we hoped for. We knew we were going to get into the playoffs. There was the only way for us to not is to lose this past Friday night, and then several things had to happen, and those things did not happen, and we were able to, get the win, and then, of course, some things helped us out to Florence and whatnot, and we're able to host the team next Friday night, which is huge for us because we need that home field advantage because these teams coming in from the Auburn side, I mean, they're from down around Auburn and Opelika, they're not slouch teams in 7A.
Well, I got news for you. Central Phoenix City, even though they're a 3 seed, they're going to come in here with athletes.
Real
deal.
athletes. Hey, the number 5 seed in that region is pretty dang good.
And you can't, I didn't want to ask Coach Adcock about that because, I know he's got to get ready for Homewood. That's their focus, and that's understandable. But next week when we get together, are you going to be here, Brad?
Why shouldn't I? Oh,
political night.
I did make. Yeah, that it's to be decided.
Okay. All right. Well, next Tuesday night we're going to.
I'd like to be here.
Yeah, we'll talk about the playoff game next Friday night.
Next Tuesday's kind of a big night, guys.
It is a little bit of a big night.
What's happening next Tuesday?
Well, we have elections.
Oh,
it is elections. New administration, regardless.
Just kidding.
It's going to be a big night on the news channels. Excuse me.
There you go.
You think that they'll have sports on in here or the election everywhere?
I imagine they'll have at least a TV. One of these 800 TVs will have an election coverage.
Excuse me. Do we want to do it live, like updates?
I think we can. I mean, we can definitely do that, and that way it'll.
The way we've been doing the World Series right now, do we start on the air? Do we call it when it's the new? Gosh, I don't know where these hiccups came from.
Cut your mic, man.
Well, we could do an update when the states. When the states call an election for a particular candidate, we could do a live update.
Well, I think we could. I think we should just call. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you don't want to go one-sided. You almost went one-sided.
I almost did.
No, let's keep it neutral. Be a Switzerland, Kirk.
Stretch has got some stats for us. Stretch, give us the stats.
All right, so here I just have the Central Phoenix City schedule here, just in case you want to know. So,
I do. Lay it on us.
All right, so we have a 61-14 win over Pinson Valley, 30-12 win over Lutheran North, 69-15 win over Smith Station, 42-35 win over Dothan, 34-21 win over Enterprise, 38-33 loss to Auburn, 31-26 win over Carver Montgomery, 23-14 loss to Opelika, and a 52-14 win over it just says Jag. It just says the Jaguars. I don't know.
Jag.
It's
just Jag.
Yeah, that's the high school.
Okay.
So
it sounds like our defense might have their hands full.
They're going to have their hands full, and we've seen that from our defense. We've seen them get progressively better each and every week, and that was something that Coach McGee talked about early in the season. Brad probably didn't listen during that when we were talking about Brad.
He tried to get him to talk about it twice.
He did, but that's one of the things. The only thing we've got to be able to do that when we find ourselves defensively struggling is, from an offensive standpoint, not being able to sustain drives and keep the defense off the field. And
it'll be interesting to see how they handle this week. Again, they're going the 2-quarterback route, and are they going to settle into somebody for that game, or is it still going to be the 2-quarterback system? Because they do bring a little bit of different. He talked about Jacoby's more of the pocket passer, needs to throw over the top and on platform and all those things. Evers is a little faster, can throw off platform. He's got the little baseball throw. He can do, sidearms, got that little athleticism to him there. So they bring a little bit of difference, but not just night and day.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see over the next week, 2 weeks, I guess, leading into that game, how they kind of settle in on what the plan is quarterback-wise.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to us going down to Homewood this Friday night. Again, not going to have the broadcast this Friday night, so apologies for that. But we got too many things going on that we got to be committed to, and so we're not going to be able to get it down there this Friday.
So where's Tim going? He's got a Limestone game, East Limestone? Not East Limestone, but Limestone County game?
No, he's got some other things.
Calhoun basketball.
Some basketball.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they've got their first annual RedHawk kickoff tournament.
We
Friday and
got
Saturday.
one of the athletic academic advisors in the house over here.
Yeah.
Gina Lozier.
See, there you go.
She's a Calhoun Warhawk.
There you go. Squawk, squawk.
Squawk, squawk, Warhawk.
That's it. Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
The Hoon.
I've been there. All right. Well, guys, fun show tonight, man. A lot of good discussion and a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. And
let's be real, dude. When's it not fun with us
it's a
together?
Blast, man.
Yep.
It's a blast, and I just want to thank Coach Riley Adcock for being here and coming in and talk to us about the quarterbacks and the fact that he likes Saracen as his fantasy quarterback.
That did surprise me.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget about Matt Saracen.
It is.
It's easy to forget about him. And I'm thinking of all the great quarterbacks in film and TV history, and he brings out Matt Saracen.
See, and you know who else was in that show? It was the guy who plays Adonis Creed in the Creed movie.
Yeah, he came in season 4 and season 5.
As a quarterback.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. He was. He was a quarterback. He was a pretty dang good quarterback.
He was.
Dude, a little street kid.
He's a pretty good boxer, too.
Yeah, not bad. He is Apollo Creed's son.
Yeah.
Had some good genetics.
Lots of good genetics. So if you haven't, that's our plug for Friday Night Lights.
You know the guy who was a real beast in that, though? Not Smash Williams, but the fullback. What was Taylor Kitsch? What was his real name?
Yeah.
Ivory Christian?
No, Tim Riggins.
Tim Riggins.
That dude was a hoss.
Hey, you love Texas. Tim Riggins loves Texas.
Tim Riggins. Texas forever, baby.
Texas forever.
You got to go watch the show now, Coach.
I'll
tell you what, when it gets cold, I'll just bring the 5-dish set over. We'll send Jerry on a spa day. Me and you knock him out in
y'all
about
have
2
a little
days.
slumber party.
Yeah. He'll fall asleep in my recliner again.
We've been known to do that.
That's awesome. Well, guys, had a great time tonight, and we'll be back here next Tuesday night at Walk On Sports Bistro for the Wingmen podcast. Anything else? Any final comments tonight?
No.
We do have one more thing to give away.
Oh, goodness.
The Madison Golf Center, bucket and a bite.
Man, that's why he's in charge.
That's exactly why he's in charge. He knew I was wrapping it up. It's our Bucket and Bite. It's you can register your name at jcwingman.net for Bucket and a Bite. It's a gift card from Madison Golf Center. It's good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill. Plus, you get a Wingmen t-shirt from Apparel Lab. And tonight, our Bucket and Bite winner is Sherry Coffee.
Way to go, Sherry.
Sherry, congratulations. Thanks for going online and registering your name.
Hit them straight.
At jcwingman.net. And if you need golf pointers, Brad is available.
Ooh, you don't want that.
Johnny, I hear you're playing golf tomorrow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's senior skip day.
No, I do. I got a board meeting in Birmingham, and I think post-board meeting.
Tomorrow, late afternoon. It'll be the twilight.
I can make that.
I got a board meeting for the State Coach Association. We may have to swing clubs after the board meeting.
Well, congratulations, Sherry. You can also get golf hitting tips from Johnny Johnson.
No.
Yeah.
If you've seen me hit, you want to run.
There's a reason he was a PO.
I could hit a fungo. If I could take a fungo to the golf course, that'd be money.
We would see so much better.
Well, that's going to do it tonight for the Wingmen podcast. That's a wrap, folks. It's another episode in the books. Remember, confidence is key, and every guy deserves a wingman. Follow us on social media accounts. Leave a review. And until next time, for Lone Star, for Homebrew, for Oz and Stretch, I'm your captain. Keep flying high. And as always, thank you for listening to the Wingmen podcast on PAS+. As always, go Jets.
Here's what's on the Jets' radar. On Wednesday, bowling teams will host Hartselle at Madison Bowling Center. Then on Thursday, we'll take on Sparkman. Friday, varsity football wraps up the regular season at Homewood. JV bowling will play Oakwood Adventist on Monday. Varsity teams face Mae Jemison on Tuesday, while JV meets up with Sparkman in Westminster.
We'll be back after this with more of the Wingmen.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
We know you want to look good. Chopping Blades Barbershop knows it too, and they're passionate about making their clients look great. Men, women, kids, doesn't matter. You can just walk on in their location at 7985 Highway 72 Suite 2 in Madison, or call 256-325-3230. Check out Chopping Blades on Facebook too. Chopping Blades Barbershop.
Since 2014, Honest Coffee Roasters has believed that coffee should be both delicious and of the highest quality. Full-service craft coffee shops, locally owned in Madison and Huntsville, they source their coffee directly from farmers around the world, so they know the quality in each cup. And not only coffee, breakfast, lunch, acai bowls, and seasonal treats, too. Order online at honesthsb.coffee. Honest Coffee Roasters, located at 92 Shorter Street in Madison and 114 Clinton Avenue East, number 106 in Huntsville. Honest Coffee Roasters.
Thanks for listening to The Wingmen. Check out the archives online at jcwingmen.net or on your favorite podcast platform. Your hosts have been Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Johnson, and Coach Brad Kimbrough. Theme music by Jordan Lambert and Sean Lovell. Join us again next time for The Wingmen. And go Jets.